Okay, hello students. I'm going to go over two of the most important concepts for this unit and arguably in all of economics today. So we're going to be going over GDP, which is gross domestic product. Okay, gross meaning the total amount of stuff that you get. Usually, like in a business sense, that's like all the money that you make. That's your gross. Domestic means this country or whatever country you live in. So domestic means the United States. And product is stuff. It's all the stuff that we have. So what is the official definition? It's the total value of goods and services produced in a country during 1 year. Okay? It's that simple. Think of a service that you've had. Haircut, Uber ride. That's a service. That's counted. The amount of money you spent on that is counted towards GDP. Think of a product. Maybe it's some food. Maybe it's takeout. Maybe it's a new pair of shoes. That's part of GDP too. Okay. So it's services like auto repair. When you pay your mechanic $100 to look at your car, that's counted as GDP. It's things like groceries. It's kind of boring stuff, right? You spend $100 on groceries, that goes into GDP. It's also things like healthcare. It's both the doctor's salary. So let's say your doctor makes 200 grand a year. So it's that doctor's salary, how much they got paid, and the money you gave for the doctor's visit. That's both counted for GDP. It's also things like cars, right? All of these cars, once they're sold, are counted as part of GDP. Once they're made, they're counted as part of GDP. Okay. Gross domestic product. It's all the stuff and all the services in 1 year in one country. So some of you might be thinking right now, well, how much is that? Can we even know how much that is? The answer is yes, we can know how much that is. So the United States, come on. The United States is lucky to be number one in all domestic product and all GDP. Don't worry about this number. I know this says 21 million. That's because it's in millions of dollars. Just chop off 6 decimal places. It's $21 trillion. So the United States has $21 trillion in GDP. That means of all the products we sold and all the services we provided, that was 21 million American dollars. That's a lot. We're number one in the world. Right behind us is China, which is pretty amazing. China's right behind us with $14 trillion. So it's a huge, gigantic economy. And then it really falls off. Japan is almost 3 times smaller than China's economy, even though it comes in third, right? And so Japan has $5 trillion. So that's the sort of leaderboard. That's who's the main leader on GDP, gross domestic product. Now I want you to check something out. This is interesting. We're going to come down to India and the United Kingdom. Notice 2.9 trillion in GDP for India, and the United Kingdom 2.7 trillion for GDP. Okay. I want you to remember those numbers, and I want you to remember that India and the UK have very similar numbers. And the United Kingdom, of course, is England, Wales, Scotland. It's anybody that's British, more or less. Okay, so we'll go ahead and then we'll continue in video part 2. Okay,